All right, so this is the court's issue. I'm not inclined to give him probation. I'm not going to give him probation. I'm going to sentence him. Court will sentence you to...
This guy really thought he'd just get probation. He walked into court smirking like it was no big deal. But when the judge gave him prison time, you could almost see his confidence crumble. He broke a protection order, snuck into someone's house, and even grabbed a sleeping toddler, yet still expected the judge to go easy on him. Yeah, right? Stick around though, because the next case after this one gets even crazier. Also, let me know if you think Judge Boyd is too soft, because this hearing might surprise you. Anyway, let's dive in and watch.
Are you Mr. Soto? And cause number 2020 CR 2998. You enter a plea of no contest to burglary of a habitation with intent to commit assault. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison, and the state is opposing your application. And cause number 2020 CR 3661, you entered a plea of no contest to the offense of assault, bodily injury of a security officer. According to your plea bargaining agreement, the state is requesting that punishments be assessed at 8 years in the prison. They're opposing your applications. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state? Defense?
I have, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No objection.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, any witnesses, state?
None from the state.
Defense?
No, Your Honor, aside from the letters that are provided to me.
All right, and for the record, the court has reviewed the letters that have been presented. The court will hear arguments, state.
Your Honor, based on the defendant's criminal history, he did pick up these felony cases as well as multiple misdemeanors that are also pending involving the same family. The defendant's conduct is escalating and continues to terrorize the family, including the complainants on this case, as well as her brother, her children, and her mother. And the burglary for habitation, a burglary to a habitation case, defendants alleged to have entered the house through a open window or through an unlocked window and grabbed the child from where he was sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's shown a disregard for the safety and welfare of the complainant as well as the children in the household. And it's the state's fear that if the defendant were granted probation, he would continue to contact the family and continue to violate any no contact orders that would be entered. I would believe that the only way to ensure the safety and the welfare of the complainants are to sentence the defendant to the prison.
Defense?
Judge, I reviewed the PSI and also talked to Mr. Soto this morning regarding the impact statement as provided in the PSI, and I've asked him, since this incident, have he had any contact with the complainants? And since the incident, he stayed away from them. He does have 2 children with the young lady. He hasn't seen the children because of this incident, but he has not gone around them or their household. So I think he's shown that he can stay away from them. I don't think he needs prison to stay away from them. Since he's been on bond, since these cases have been pending, he stayed away from that family. Also, Judge, if you look at his prior history, he does not have any convictions for misdemeanors or felonies. He's 25, he is working. He has support. He has family members here in court with him this morning. He has the letters that were provided to him. I think when we pled on the case, Judge, the court asked him if he was experiencing any substance abuse issues at the time of the offense. He was truthful with the court. He said, yes, Judge, I was under the influence. I also asked him this morning if the court did testing, how would he come up? And he explained to me he would come up negative. He has not been using any type of substances since he's been on bond, since these cases have been pending. He is working. He's working as a painter. He's not on child support for the children, but he is willing to place himself on child support so he can start contributing to their well-being. Also, Judge, the TAP evaluation, I noticed that it is recommending inpatient treatment. If the court did grant his application for deferred, we would ask the court to first see how he does in intensive outpatient treatment, because he's shown that he can stay drug-free. But I do think he would need some assistance with that. Even though he's been doing it since he's been on bond, we would ask the court, if the court did grant his application for deferred, to place him in intensive outpatient treatment prior to placing him in inpatient treatment. He accepted responsibility for both offenses. He pled to these cases. And now we're here before the court asking the court to grant his applications for deferment.
All right, so this is the court's issue.
Oh, when a judge starts with, here's the issue, you already know it's game over. This guy broke a protection order, snuck into someone's house, and took a sleeping toddler, yet still thought he'd get probation. The state wanted 8 years, while his lawyer was begging for deferred like they were in the wrong courtroom. The entitlement is unreal. Judges take patterns of behavior seriously, especially when kids are involved. And honestly, if this guy could take any accountability, he wouldn't even be back in court. So, what do you think? Does he deserve prison time, or should deferred even be an option in a case like this?
And not really an issue, but these are things that I think of. All right, so he has a felony offense, and I'm assuming this is being taken in consideration. The violation of an order, protective order. That's from December 31st, 2019. The burglary that he pled to is from December 27th, 2019. So let me go in order. So he has a continuous violence case that's December 14th, 2018. I'm not saying it's true because nobody pled to that, but that's what he's charged with. Then after that, you would think something would click. Hey, I just got arrested, because I know he would have gotten arrested on that and made bond, and he would have gotten an attorney. So you would have thought that something would have clicked with that. But what ends up happening is on December 27, 2019, he picks up this burglary. Then you would have thought something clicked with that. But then what ends up happening? He picks up the violation of the court order or bond order or protective order on December 31st, 2019. And you would have thought that it would have been like, hey, I need to be on my P's and Q's because I picked up all these felonies. I understand relationships, and sometimes people don't love each other anymore and they have children and they got to make it work for the children, or they got to stay respectful to each other because they got to raise children together. And as everybody know, even though people say, we only need to be with each other for 18 years, but people know sometimes you need to be with certain children till they're like 25 or 30. I understand that. But then what ends up happening? He ends up picking up another case that he pled to, which is the assault case, on September 17th, 2022. So he has some issues. And I don't think that probation at this time is appropriate for him. Is he on GPS?
He is, Judge, and since he's been on GPS, he has not violated the GPS.
Oh, because he's on GPS because of this. And I'm not the judge who gave him probation for continuing to pick up cases. Some other judge did that. And the only thing I came back to do was probably add the GPS so that everybody would know where he was. So I'm not inclined to give him probation. I'm not going to give him probation. I'm going to sentence him, and I will retain jurisdiction. So in cause number 2020 CR 2998, court will find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 5 years prison. Give you credit for any time served. All right, we can go off the record. I'll retain jurisdiction.
Both cases, Judge?
Yes. Sometimes, it is about it's always about rehabilitation, but it's also about protecting the community, and it's also about punishment. Sometimes people think the justice system isn't about punishment, but really, all these cases, there's an air of punishment involved, but hopefully rehabilitation. I know you probably think this is the end of the world. I came in here, I'm going to prison, but you're young. You still have a chance to get your life together. Please don't go to prison and get a bunch of tattoos because you're clean shaven now. Please let it stay that way. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You
know what? The devil created me, and I know that.
I don't believe that for a second.
Trespassing my creation, my creator's creation. So fuck you.
Let's talk about this 5-year sentence, because honestly, it could have been much worse. With his record, plus violating a protection order and breaking into a house, Deferred adjudication shouldn't even be on the table. His lawyer asking for it felt more like a formality than a real defense strategy. And the way he sat there smug, arms crossed, like he could outsmart the court, just unbelievable. Judge Boyd didn't even blink. She dropped that sentence like a hammer, and you could see all the fake confidence drain right off his face. Moments like this are when a judge's reputation really gets tested, and today she showed she's not afraid to go tough when it's needed. So, what do you think? Does this change your opinion on Judge Boyd, or was this long overdue? Anyway, let's move on to the next hearing, where this guy actually drops an F-bomb at Judge Fleer.
Nice outfit, Judge.
Mr. Powell?
This is Stefan Ford.
Are you sure? It looks different.
He does.
You shaved the beard.
Yes, sir.
You look so much younger. Really? Hi, Mr. Powell. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Unfortunately, in these circumstances, we had you go to the facility at the Ed Emmett.
The jail diversion.
Right, but
I've been there before and I completed it. I've been
So-
there back in, I want to say, 2022, and from the court number 4, and I stayed there 14 days, and they sent me to a church program, and I didn't like it. I don't believe in God. I know who created me. I don't have to believe in God because I know who created me, and I don't want to disrespect you by telling you that.
well, let's hold on, because I don't know what happened on the new cases. So give me a second. Let me have them read out what happened on the new cases so we can see how to go forward, because I don't even know where the new cases happened.
On December 25th, officers were dispatched to a trespasser call at Trinity Lutheran Church in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, officers observed the defendant sitting on the steps of the church, screaming obscenities and causing a disturbance. Complaining witness, a security guard employed by the church, advised officers that the defendant came to the church asking for food, and the complaining witness informed the defendant they were not giving out food that day and directed him to 2 nearby locations instead. Defendant became belligerent. Complainant stated the defendant threatened him, stating, "I see you don't have a gun, so if we fight, I'm going to kill you." As the defendant was threatening complaining witness, defendant was moving towards him in a fighting stance, causing complainant to feel fear of imminent danger. Complainant stated he told defendant 3 times to leave the location, but defendant refused.
What would you like to do, Shreya?
Well, Judge, my understanding from speaking with Mr. Powell right now is that he's okay keeping the bail as is. And so he's waiting a bail hearing. Is that right, Mr. Powell? I just want to make sure.
No, that's wrong.
Do you want to go back to the Ed Emmett place?
Yes, sir.
You want to try to see?
Medication. So I get my medication.
You-
Because,
It doesn't matter. I just want to know if you want to do that.
yes, sir.
We can try to make it work.
Yes, sir.
Is that
Okay.
something we can do?
So a couple things. To do that, we would have to go through Brad Morse for the mental health, see if Brad even wants to offer that. Then I'd have to get a PR bond with the condition that he gets released there again.
Sure.
And so
Do you know how long that program is, Shreya?
So Judge, it actually could be 10 minutes or it could be 2 weeks. It just depends on the nature of how long they decide to keep him there. It looks like this time they kept him from the 18th until Christmas. I believe he was released on the Christmas Eve. And then this case occurred Christmas morning at about like 7 or 8 a.m.
Okay. So let's see if we can try to make it work. I need a little bit of time.
You know what? The devil created me, and I know that devil.
I don't believe that for a second.
Trespassing my creation, my creator's creation. So fuck you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Bell.
Try to see if we can make it work.
Yes.
Okay. Reach out to Brad. And if that, I think we may need something even more intensive, longer lasting. So
Yes,
reach
I
out to
agree.
Brad, see if there's something more intensive and longer lasting. And then I guess today's Monday, you want to set it for maybe Thursday?
This whole video felt like watching karma work overtime. First, we got Judge Boyd, who people usually call soft, completely flipping the script and handing out a brutal 8-year sentence. The guy walked in smirking, acting like it'd just be a slap on the wrist and he'd be home by lunch. Instead, he got cooked. And honestly, he deserved it. If you break a protection order, Sneak into someone's house and grab your kid in the middle of the night. You don't get to ask for second chances. Then we move over to Judge Fleer's case, and honestly, I don't even know where to start. When a defendant starts blaming the devil for their actions, that's not just a court issue. That's a sign they need therapy and maybe a full reboot. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought about both judges here. Was Judge Boyd too harsh, or was it fair? And do you think Judge Fleer was too calm? Drop your thoughts below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, I post daily.